Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Welcome to week 3 of our summer schedule. This year's Comic-Con in San Diego is almost upon us. One of the featured events will be a panel of guests from what is being called Looniverse, which means everything Looney Tunes. Included in that discussion will be this year's planned revival of Tiny Toons, called Toons Looniversity, which will feature slightly older versions of the characters who now attend Acme Looniversity, where they're taught the ins and outs of becoming professional cartoon characters from the older legendary Looney Tunes characters. While there is a virtual image blackout of what the characters will look like, I've come up with a pose of Buster and Babs based on the scraps out there that do exist. So there may or may not be some creative license taken in my version. I actually don't know, but that's the fun of it, right? Anyway, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. Alright, so let's draw Buster and Babs Bunny from the upcoming Tiny Toons Looniversity. We're going to draw our two Tiny Toons rebooties step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw them again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. In the standing action pose, Babs and Buster are both roughly 3 heads tall. In other words, however tall their heads are, their entire bodies are 3 of those, not counting their rabbit ears, which are both another head and a half tall. Just wanted to point out the original versions of the Tiny Toons were much closer to 2 heads tall. With them entering Acme University, this reboot has most of the characters almost a full head taller than that original. Okay, so let's draw that roadmap for Babs and Buster Bunny. So there's our roadmap for Babs and Buster. Now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the third and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help you to know where to put Babs and Buster's eyes, nose, mouth, and some of the other things. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Okay? So let's rough out the features for Babs and Buster Bunny. Alright, so there are the roughed out features of our two Tiny Toons college freshmen. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for the final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw the final details of Babs and Buster. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work figuring that out. In this step, it's okay to draw darker, but don't press too hard or mindlessly retrace over the lines you've already drawn. Always draw with an eye on tweaking and improving until the very end. So let's draw in the details for Babs and Buster Bunny. Alrighty, there they are, Babs and Buster Bunny from the upcoming Tiny Toons reboot, Tiny Toons Looniversity. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn any of the Tiny Toons before, reboot or original version, then you cannot expect to have drawn them perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring Babs or Buster during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing Babs and Buster Bunny. And with that, you can draw them again and again. And by all means, color them when you're done. I promise each time you draw them, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all your cartoon characters. For those of you who want to go a little deeper, click on the link below for my free 4-part drawing series, where I spend more time explaining the details and the thinking behind each step in what I call the level up cartooning process. So I'd love to see your drawing of our Tiny Toons rebooties. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag levelupcartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.